And so, do you have common sense, or you just intellectually smart?
I would say that I don't like calling myself smart. It feels like I'm kind of brushing up my ego. I try to be modest about that, but I don't think I have a lot of common sense. I think I make a, I'm 20 years old.
Are you are you able to say who you work with?
Some of them I cannot disclose. For when it comes to like political consulting jobs, like I can't. But I managed the campaign of Patrick Wohan, who was the first openly gay mayor of my city. We won with 73% of the vote in a three-way race. So I could say I'm very proud of that one.
What was the secret that caused you and that gay guy to win?
What was the secret? We used gay magic.
You used gay magic on the public?
Yeah, we used gay magic.
What was the magic?
We went to them and said, if you don't vote for us, you're homophobic, and they all voted for us.
Exposed. This guy may make it look like it's something like a joke, but it actually means what he said. It's actually gay magic. That's how they win with the gay magic, and the gay magic simply means just blackmailing the opponents to win, blackmailing and guilt tripping to win elections. Basically, that's what it is, guys. Guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos like this. So I want us to watch this video and enjoy it, and also drop your comment in the comment section and your reactions. So let's dive in.
I have with me Dylan Burns, and he is a political consultant, Twitch streamer, and YouTuber. Dylan, thanks for coming in.
Happy to be here, Jesse.
I really appreciate it. Is this your first time in California?
No, this is, I've been here a few times for like family get-togethers and such, and I was also here a few months back to visit friends and family.
Oh, okay. And so, since I don't know anything about you, I know a little about you. And I don't know nothing. But you are a millennial.
Zoomer, actually.
You're a Zoomer?
Yeah, I'm 20.
That's below, wow.
Yeah.
You are a Zoomer. What is that like being a Zoomer? What does the world look like to you?
Well, I would say the world looks like to me, a lot of it's more technically oriented. Technology, I use technology probably more than other generations. I probably get the youth's humor a little bit more. I understand a lot of the weird kind of edgy comedy of a lot of young people. And I guess that makes me a little bit more angsty than other generations.
That's amazing. How do you see the millennials? How do you see them?
How do I see them?
What's your image of the millennials?
I would say to me, they're already pretty old, but I guess already boomers in my view. I think they're spiritually boomers, but I think when it comes to, I don't know really how I see them, I guess unfunny mostly.
The millennials?
Yeah, they're unfunny.
And they seem old to you?
Yeah.
How old is a millennial?
It's a broad range. I mean, they're 30s, 40s, right? They're in their range now.
30s, 40s,
They're getting up there.
Seem old to you?
Yeah, I'm 20, right? I'm fresh out of high school. Still in college. I'm 20 years old. I can't even legally drink yet. So, yeah, anybody over 30 is old to me, yeah.
Oh, so you can't drink at 20 legally?
Nope, I can't.
I thought it was 18 or so.
Nope, they used to be that way during the Vietnam War because people would go over there and get shot at, but they couldn't drink, which I think silly, but I can't legally drink, no, and I choose not to drink.
And so are the millennials dumb or smart?
Are they dumb or smart? I would say pretty dumb.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
I never talked to a Zoomer, I don't think.
Yeah, I see what they watch. I see what type of comedy they like, the type of entertainment they like. So, they must be dumb, yeah.
That's amazing. So you think, do you think the Zoomers are smarter than the millennials?
Oh, most certainly.
Really?
Most certainly.
In what way?
I would say they're more technologically oriented. I would say they're funnier. I would say they're able to adjust to this new age we have better. And I don't know. I guess I'm just mostly angry at millennials for being so unfunny.
So unfunny?
Yeah, like Destiny and Vosh, for example. They're extremely unfunny, yeah.
They're unfunny?
Yeah, they're unfunny.
But they're not comedians.
Yeah, they're not comedians. Well, they try to be comedians.
Yeah.
And
how are they unfunny?
You've got like Destiny. He thinks Yi and like Pepe and all that stuff's funny with his Olympics, but I'm a big Pepe supporter myself. And Vosh, of course, with his Coconut Island stuff, is also incredibly unfunny.
Whatever.
Maybe it's because they're just left-leaning. Who knows?
Left-leaning.
Maybe.
What's important to you?
What's important to me?
Yeah.
community, and foreign policy. Those are my two most important things for me when it comes.
At 20, why is foreign policy so important to you?
When I was in high school, I started studying the conflict in Syria. I would use live map technology. I went to a high school where you could be online and on computers all day. They gave us, it was partially online, partially in person. And so when I would finish with my classes, I would study the Syrian conflict day by day by looking at the map changes and the conflict. And I was deeply interested in the struggle of particularly the SDF, the YPG, the YPJ in northeastern Syria, and the Kurdish population that were fighting ISIS. And I followed those battles day by day, and I got not only educationally interested, but deeply, somewhat emotionally tied to it. And I learned how, slowly through time, how issues halfway across the world can affect us at home. A good example of this for the world would be the American financial crisis caused a financial recession globally. We're more interconnected than ever before, and so I think we need the new generation to be aware of what's going on overseas.
Are there many Zoomers that are smart?
Are there many? I would say so.
Do you know any other Zoomers that are smart?
Do I know any other Zoomers that are smart? Yeah, I know a few. I know a few that are smart. I know some that I go to college with that are extremely intelligent individuals, people who study mathematics, art, sciences. I was studying Islamic history at the University of Maryland, and there's a lot of young people taking that class, and they're very brilliant as they learn about the history of Islam in the Middle East.
And so do you have common sense, or are you just intellectually smart?
I would say that I don't like calling myself smart. It feels like I'm kind of brushing up my ego. I try to be modest about that, but I don't think I have a lot of common sense. I think I'm 20 years old, so while I'm studying and I'm doing my best to learn all I can intellectually, I still make a lot of young people make mistakes, for being young and just wanting to learn. And I constantly have to remind myself as I'm working and I'm getting elected to positions or working for Democratic candidates across the state that as much as I'm around so many older people, I'm still young and I need to learn these experiences with time.
Are you interested in becoming I know you say you work with Democratic politicians.
In the state of Maryland, yeah.
In the state of Maryland, are you able to say who you work with?
Some of them I cannot disclose. For when it comes to like political consulting jobs, like I can't. But I managed the campaign of Patrick Wohan, who was the first openly gay mayor of my city. We won with 73% of the vote in a three-way race. So I could say I'm very proud of that one. I've worked for State Senator Jill Carter. As her foreign policy advisor. I was a foreign policy advisor for Michaela Wilkes, who's running again in the state of Maryland. I'm not advising her this time, though. I've worked for the 21st District delegation in the state of Maryland. I'm currently on the board for the largest LGBTQ+ advocacy group in the state of Maryland. I do a lot of stuff in my city. I've worked a bit.
What was the secret that caused you and that gay guy to win?
What was the secret? We used gay magic.
You use gay magic on the public?
Yeah, we use gay magic.
What was the magic?
We went to them and said, if you don't vote for us, you're homophobic, and they all voted for us.
Really?
No, not really. We mostly concentrated on... It
sounds so true.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what spells I have.
People are so afraid nowadays.
Yeah, I could be casting one on you right now. You would never know.
I doubt that.
But we mostly concentrated on local-oriented issues. I'm on the environmental board of my city, and we've been losing a lot of foliage and green space over time. And so he was very concentrated on environmental issues. He was concentrated on people's tax rates and rebuilding our city's, what is it called? It's where the city council meets. It's like the city hall, rebuilding that, building into space. Growing our economy. We've had a lot of new local businesses come in, and he's been particularly attentive to COVID issues as of late. And so I would say he's a pretty good mayor. I mean, he's won 3 terms now. So
do you hope to be a politician one day?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you want to be a politician?
Yes.
And you a Democrat?
Yes, I am a Democrat.
You're a Democrat. And you said your community is important to you.
Very
right?
important to me.
What's your community?
The city of College Park in the state of Maryland, in Prince George's County, where I was born and raised.
So all that area is your community?
I would consider the community. I would also consider the DMV wildly to be my community. The DMV is DC, Maryland, and Virginia that's connected by the metro system. And my grandparents, I was raised by my grandparents, not my parents. And my grandfather worked in D.C. for the Bureau of Engraving and Printing as a machinist. He built the machines that printed the money. And I would regularly go up there for Take Your Child to Work Day, and I would go out there and hang out with my friends, get hot dogs from vendors and stuff. And so I would consider that area to be my broader community.
And so that whole area is your community.
Yeah, I feel very attached to it. My mother lived in D.C. as well. She was a homeless resident in D.C.
She was a homeless resident?
Yes.
So you were raised by your grandfather and grandmother.
Yes.
And where were your parents, your father and mother?
My father, it's complicated, but he had a history of trouble with the law and some other things. And my mother was an addict. While she was pregnant with me, she was using heroin. And so due to her addiction, she was not able to take care of me. And so my grandparents, after multiple attempts, she tried to take care of me, eventually decided that they should step in and adopt me, because if they didn't, I would be going to an adoption agency.
So you weren't close to your father either?
My father's still alive, and I try to be close with him, but there's just certain things we don't see eye to eye on, but I try my best to be close with him because, you know, I'm much of what he has left.
And does he want to be close to you?
Yes, he very much desires to be close to me.
And you very much desire to be close to him?
Even if we don't see eye to eye on certain things, yeah.
And how do you know you desire to be close to him?
Because I think about the fact that he's getting up in age, that he has certain health issues, cancer being one of the ones that are most concerning to me, and I think about not being able to see him again and what that disease could do to him, and I'd rather him be here for as long as possible because I want to see him, because a future where he's not here is frightening to me.
Are you an only child?
I have a half-brother.
Oh, okay. And so have you forgiven your father for not being there for you while growing up?
I don't know. I would like to.
Have you forgiven him?
I don't think I have yet.
And why not?
Because there's certain things where I don't know if he has been 100% honest with me in certain things he's told me.
And what does it have to do with you forgiving him?
I would like, if I am to forgive him for something, he has to be honest that that thing happened with me.
That's not the reason to forgive him. You forgive him because you don't have a right to judge him. All human beings are born in sin, and they can't help what they do. And so, but we don't have a right to resent them, to judge them for anything. And that's why you should forgive him, not because he will or will not admit anything, but just knowing you're wrong to resent him is what will change your life. As you forgive him for not being there, God will forgive you. You don't need anything from him. Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought about that?
I've thought about it. I'm still mulling it over.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
And being a Christian, what is it that you're mulling?
I don't know exactly how the conversation would go, and
how about, hey, Dad, I'm sorry for resenting you for being a beta. I know now you can't help yourself. I'm sorry for resenting you.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'll think about it.
Did you know God said that if we have aught, meaning anger at anyone, we should go and forgive them?
Yes, he did.
To apologize for rejecting them?
Yeah, I do my best to work and do my best to live in righteousness, but I guess I'm not perfect, and this is one of those instances where I'm not being perfect.
Yeah. Can you imagine a world without computers, iPhones?
Oh, no. I couldn't imagine obviously, I know there was a world without computers and iPhones and such.
Those amazing days.
It was amazing days. Well, these days, with iPhones and computers, I can do the work I do. Without iPhones and computers, I wouldn't be here talking to you because I wouldn't have my show. I probably wouldn't know that you exist or your show exists. And so with iPhones and computers, we're able to not only have a huge access to a wealth of knowledge, but also where I'm able to do the work that I do online.
But the beauty of that is we didn't know about cell phones or iPhone, right?
True.
So we didn't have it during my time of growing up. So we didn't know we were missing anything because we didn't know anything else but that.
Well, true, but wouldn't that also be true of like penicillin or any medical advancement that saves thousands upon thousands of lives?
Right.
And once you get it, it's like, wow, this is great. I'm happy we have this now.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And so You say you participate with the LGBT and all that stuff?
Yes.
I read, and I almost don't want to ask you this, but I think I read that you call yourself a queer.
Yeah.
You call yourself a queer?
Yeah.
What's a queer?
Just somebody who falls under the LGBTQ plus label generally. I don't like to use words like gay or bi or any of that because I've tried to use those labels and I don't really like them because they've been extremely constricting. And so I've thought like, hey, I'm 20. I'm just going to use this label because I do know that I have an attraction to men. And but I also seem to have an attraction to women, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I lie. So it's an easy catch-all term.
And so a queer is having the attraction to both male and female?
Well, it can mean any number of things. I'm telling you who I'm attracted to, but queer could be basically anyone who falls under an LGBTQ plus
What
label.
would you rather that the world know about you? That you are a Christian or you're a queer?
I guess Christian.
So why would you put it out there that you are queer instead of just being a Christian?
Well, I'm not keeping private either of the information.
Well, what's the purpose of putting out there that you're queer? What's the purpose of saying that to the public?
Well, because I like to have my dating options open.
What? So you will put your business out in the street because you want to have your dating options open?
Well, yeah. I mean, if I see a guy, if I wanted to date them, or if the guy was also gay or bi or something, they would need to know that I'm queer before they would approach me and want to date me. If they think I'm straight, then they wouldn't know that.
That is interesting. That's mind blowing.
Like if somebody didn't know you were single and they thought you were in a couple or married, then they wouldn't know that you're available.
And that would be fine.
Yeah, well, not if you're trying to find somebody to live your life with.
But you should never try to find someone to live your life with. You should only seek what's right, and then all things will be added.
Well, I think cute boys are right, so.
What?
Well, I think that the cute boys are right, so.
So that is interesting. That is so interesting. But let me ask, is it right, I don't want to use the word right or wrong, which is best, to not be a queer or to be a queer?
What's best? I don't think there's any moral difference. I don't think there's a best or wrong. It's like asking me what's best, blue eyes or green eyes. It's like, well, I don't really think there's any moral difference whatsoever. Or
Blue eyes are best.
Well, thank you. As somebody who has blue eyes, I
You
appreciate
have blue
it.
eyes?
Yeah, I do have blue eyes.
I have blue eyes too. Thank you. Blue eyes are best.
Thank you very much.
Blue eyes are more hated than green eyes.
Are they?
Yeah.
I've never received any hate for having blue eyes.
What do you think?
Well, I've gotten compliments for them, but I've never gotten hate for it.
Amazing. And so, what did I ask? What was the question I asked about?
It was about what's better to be.
Oh, to be a queer or not to be one?
Yeah, I don't think there's any difference.
Which is right?
What is right? I don't think there's anything right or wrong about either option.
Do you think God made queers?
Yes.
God made a queer.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Through His wisdom and power. I mean, He did. I mean, I'm here, so He did.
So how did He make is it a queer, how did He make that though? You know how He made the body and made the human being. How did He make a queer?
Are you asking me to explain God's wisdom to you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I cannot know. God's all powerful.
So how do you know God made you that way then?
How do I know He made me that way?
Yeah.
Because I am. It's like asking me how I know God made me with legs. I can see my legs.
Really? And so as long as you've been knowing yourself, you've been a queer?
There's been signs of it ever since I was young,
And that's why-
even if I denied it. And I'd rather be honest with myself.
And
not
that's
lie.
why you think that God did it?
Yeah.
Amazing. God didn't do that.
Yes, He did.
No.
Yes, He did.
I may not know my flaws,
Mm-hmm.
but I do know God did not make queers.
Really?
Right? God doesn't make mistakes.
Well, it's
He
not a
made-
mistake to be queer, though.
And being a queer is not who you are and what you do as a result of being turned away from your earthly father. So you're really out in the wilderness looking for peace.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're picking up these different spirits thinking that they're from God. But I totally understand it. But let me ask.
Well, then can I ask you a question, though?
Yes.
Well, if that's true, then why are boys so cute? Because if it's not right for me to feel these ways, then why are they so cute?
Because you have your mother's identity.
Really?
You have the mindset and emotions of a woman. You're not yourself.
How do you know that?
Because when you resent your mother, and in your case, she wasn't even around.
I don't resent my mother.
In your case, she wasn't even around to raise you, and then you resent your father. So you've been turned away from your father's identity, and you have your mother's identity, which is of the feminine nature. And so you think and feel like a female, and because no one has really explained to you that that's not who you are. You've grown up thinking that that's who you are, but that's not who you are. That's what you do.
That's very interesting because it sounded like at first you were saying I resented my mother, and if I would have said yes, then it would have been, well, you resent your mother, so that's why you're queer. But when I said I didn't, then it's, well, you resent your father.
No, you
and
do
since you resent your
mother,
father, that's why you're queer. So it sounds like no matter what path you would have taken, it would have been an explanation.
You do resent your mother because she wasn't there for you. So
No,
you
I
can't help
don't.
but
I don't
her.
resent my mother. I understand why she wasn't there.
And you resent your father, but it's because of the resentment. You're born through your mother, so you're born in sin, right? And that's what has brought this idea on about being a queer. But that's not who you are.
Well, I think it's mostly just because boys are cute. I don't think it's really that complicated.
And so that's amazing, man.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
And so which are you more proud of, being a queer or a Christian?
What am I more proud of? I've never really measured them against each other.
Which do you promote the most?
What do I
being
promote
a queer
the most?
Or being a Christian?
I don't really promote it. I don't really promote being queer. I don't know, like, it's not like, hey, join the club. Like, I have, like, membership forms.
Right.
If you want, I could give you one of my membership forms. I can recruit you into the queers.
Which one do you promote?
Well, I
being
guess
a
it would.
Christian or being a queer?
I would say being a Christian because anyone could be a Christian. Not anyone could be a queer.
What do you mean anyone could be a Christian?
Anyone could come to God, but not anyone could just find men attractive.
Amazing. Interesting, man.
Like, do you find men
I know.
attractive? Do you find men attractive?
No.
You don't find them cute at all?
No.
Not their cute little dimples or anything? None of that?
Even the one with the blue eyes.
Even with the muscles? Even the muscly men? Well, then it looks like you can't be a queer, can you?
Even the one with the muscles.
Even the one with the muscles.
But
See,
you have a
can't sell me
girlfriend,
on
right?
that. Yes, I do.
Are you able to talk about her for a minute?
I would rather not.
You would rather not mention
rather
her
not talk
color
about her.
or anything?
No, well, I mean, she's black. She's from Haiti, but
So you have a black girlfriend.
yes.
What is a guy with long hair, blue eyes, doing with a black woman from Haiti?
Well, I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland. It's a majority black county. I'm very proud of the community, and I've never dated a white person in my life, and it's not because I don't like white people, or if I found someone that was white, maybe I didn't. There's an example when I was in high school. There was one other white person in my class, and that one white person was a woman, and I found out in my graduating semester she was actually my cousin. And so it just showed how few white people there were in my community, so it's not like a preference thing. It's more just, these are the people in my community, and so they're the
mostly
people
black?
yeah, they're mostly black, yeah.
And that's how you ended up with a black woman?
Yeah.
Is she your first black woman?
No, she's not.
Really?
I've
You know that-
never dated a white person.
You know that once you go black, you can't go back.
I can't? Well, then, I guess this is it then.
You're stuck.
Oh, I'm happy to be where I'm at.
Is she older than you or younger?
She's 3 years older.
You got an older black woman.
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes, I do.
And you guys living together and all that?
Yes.
That's amazing. She had kids?
No, she does not.
Amazing. Do you want kids?
I do one day want kids, yes.
So you got a black woman from Haiti. You can find one in America?
Well, she has roots in Haiti. She was originally in America, but then went to Haiti, spent time in Haiti, then Canada, then back to America. It was like all the way around the world. Global.
Does she
Global.
do that voodoo stuff at home?
Does she do voodoo stuff at home? Well, she's put a curse on me. Besides that, no.
She put a curse on you?
Yeah, she's got me hooked.
Do you have, let me ask you this. How do you deal with the hell in her when it comes out?
The hell in her?
Yeah.
What do you mean by the hell in her?
You know how sometimes when they wake up mad about nothing and complaining, you like, what the?
Mad about nothing?
Yeah, you happy?
I would say, if anything, usually that I'm more mad about nothing. there's some problem with maintenance or some other issue, I'm usually the one that gets madder sooner. I remember there was an example of somebody was parking in a parking spot, and I was very, very mad about it, and I was the one who went out and wanted to, like, let's get let's call the tow truck company, and she was the one that was less confrontational. So if anything, I'm
So
the
you
one that's
get
more mad.
you get angry more than your woman?
Probably, yeah.
Really? And so does she call you beta because you're more emotional than she is?
Oh yes. She greets me with "Hello, Beta." She shakes my hand.
What is that like knowing that you're worse than your woman
That I'm worse than her? I feel lucky.
when it comes to anger?
Well, I feel lucky to have somebody calm me down then.
Oh yeah. You love white people?
Yes.
You love white people?
Yeah.
Oh good. You love the Jews too?
Yes, I do.
Oh nice. So you would consider yourself an emotional person?
An emotional person. I think all people have emotions, but I don't think I'm overly emotional.
Are you an emotional person?
Probably no.
You're not an emotional person.
No.
Well, earlier you said you get angrier than your girlfriend,
Well, anger
and
is,
she has to calm you down.
that is true.
And so you are an emotional person.
Yes, I am.
Why you saying no just now?
Because I didn't know what you meant by emotional person. I thought you meant like sad or stuff, like happy, sad, stuff like that. I didn't know what you meant.
Amazing. Are you happy, sad?
Am I happy, sad? I can be sad sometimes, but mostly I try to keep myself composed.
So you messed up.
I'm messed up.
So let me ask.
It's because I'm a Democrat.
What?
It's because I'm a Democrat.
Oh, that's why you messed up?
Yeah.
Do you believe in good and evil?
Do I believe in good and evil? Yeah, I do.
You believe there is good and evil.
Yes.
And how do you recognize evil when you see it?
My conscience can tell me.
That would tell you what?
Will tell me if something's evil or if something's good.
Really?
Yeah.
And your conscience will tell you.
Yeah.
And where's your conscience?
It's in my mind.
Your conscience is in your mind?
Yeah.
And so you believe what your mind tell you?
On most occasions, yeah. Yeah, I do. I try to believe my mind.
Wow, wow, what a revealing revelation. You see, Jesse is such an expert. He knows how to bring out that thing that's hidden inside. That's why I love Jesse so much. My take on this is that it's something I got from what the young man said in the beginning. He said something about, him not having common sense, but he might be intellectual, intelligent, but he realizes that he doesn't have common sense. And you know what? That's what the whole left and the Democrats are all about. They sound very, high sounding. They sound very virtue signaling. They sound very intelligent. But the truth is that they lack common sense. It's just clear for everyone to see. I mean, how can you say it's okay for a man to lie with a man and a woman to lie with a woman? That's just not common sense. That's madness. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. I'd like to know your reaction. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get more videos like this. So until next time, I'll see you.